video. So my name is Tammy Morrison, and I am a spiritual teacher, mentor, and an intuitive healer. I also do Reiki infused jewelry and some other stuff. I'm certified in lots of different modalities, and Reiki and theta healing, sacred soul alignments, quantum Reiki and Kundalini Reiki, and all kinds of different things that really all just mean energy. And so today I'm doing a talk on discovering who you are at your core, including your chakras, your spiritual gifts, your sacred archetypes. And I love doing this kind of work because I just believe that it's so much stuff that's going on in the death care system, the healthcare system. And, people are hungry, for other ways to heal, for other things that they can do outside of modern medicine and, oxycodone and, all of these type of things, because, that really doesn't even heal. Those things put Band-Aids on the stuff. It's like, to me, it's like putting a Band-Aid on a gaping wound. It doesn't really heal. It just masks the pain. And then, later on, usually something else happens. And then you got to figure out where to go from there. So, I love doing intuitive healing because that actually helps people a lot of times to shift the emotional components that come with disease. Because many times, the reason why people have disease, autoimmune diseases, cancer, all of these things, are because of the way that they feel and the things that are going on inside of them and not, typically not externally. And so what I like about energy healing is that it addresses all the parts, instead of just, one side or one part. Like when you go to the doctor, a lot of times they'll address just the one thing that you came for. Okay, so your blood pressure's high. Okay, why is your blood pressure high? Was your blood pressure high last year? No. So what changed between last year and this year? But a lot of times we don't get that when we go in. We get, okay, your blood pressure's high? Okay, then we want you to take this pill. Or if you get a, kind of good one, you'll get one that will say, okay, for 5 days, I want you to check your blood pressure and check it at the same time with the same machine, and let's see what it's doing. Because blood pressure is fluid as well. It's not going to be the same just because it's high today or this moment. In 10 minutes, if you relax, it might come down. And that's the same thing, with all these other conditions. And so as we go forward in this life, I truly believe that energy healing is going to be one of those things that we're going to use as a holistic pattern. So like we're gonna look at everything, involved in the people, instead of just, just this one thing. Instead of compartmentalizing everything, realizing that we're all a part of a whole. So, moving on, I'm going to talk about discovering you. Let's see. So what are we covering? We're covering the spiritual gifts, chakras, and some of the sacred archetypes. Now, there are a lot of sacred archetypes, so there's no way I could cover them in a 30-minute talk. But I'll cover some, and then we can go from there, because it probably will be about all the time we're going to have as I start covering this stuff. So who am I? I am a 4th-generation healer. I'm a wife, a mother, and a grandmother. I'm a spiritual mentor, teacher, and intuitive healer, which is what I just told y'all, which simply means that I've cultivated a supreme connection with my spiritual team, and I have a superpower to hold space and find energy blocks within people and correct them. I'm a natural storyteller. I've written and published 3 books. And I also encourage others to share their stories, because one thing that I know about sharing your story is, if you want to heal, that's a way to do it. Whether you share it with other people, whether you just write it for yourself, but it's a way that you can heal, is by sharing your story. I've been doing that actually lately on a massive scale, like just being really raw and vulnerable and sharing, parts of my story that I know will help people to heal. So who are you? We are all energy from the top to the bottom. Through and through, we're energy. And one of the questions I love to ask my clients is, who am I? That's a question I love for them to answer for themselves. Who am I? The first step to discovering who you are is to get quiet. Get quiet so that you can hear from spirit. The ways that you can get messages from spirit are not limited. You can hear, you can feel, you can just know, and you can also see. So it's not one way to get messages. You can get messages in so many different ways. As I began to go on my journey, I had to take some time and unlearn stuff that no longer served me. Beliefs that were so limiting that kept me stuck. I had to take the glasses off and decide who I desired to become. Does this resonate with anybody? You start taking your glasses off and you start making decisions on who it is that you desire to be, and not just, who you think you are or who other people think you are. We can all be inspired to live our best life. As I was navigating life after divorce, I began to feel an anxiousness that I couldn't shake. The beautiful thing is that I started to feel again, because that was one of the things that I struggled with, at that time, because, when you're going through different changes and challenges and stuff like that, it's easy to just either leave your body, which is something that I used to love to do, just leave my body, or to get so busy that you didn't have time to think about anything. And for me, that was another thing that I did. I was a workaholic. I would just, if I started having issues, people started talking, and I started having conversations I didn't want to have. I said, you know what? I'm going to work. And this way, to me, that was a way that I cope with that. It's like, okay, you can go to work. You ain't got to stay here and, talk about all this stuff that you don't really want to talk about, or deal with whatever it is that you're dealing with. You just go to work. And a lot of people, do that in different ways, and to me, it's numbing out in any way possible. If work is your way of numbing out, you go to work, because when you go to work, you just focus on work. You're not thinking about any other things happening in your life or anything like that. You just do that. Or you drink, or you numb out and veg out on TV, or you get on the computer and you scroll. It's all kind of ways that looks like, but that's basically what it is. It's like numbing out so you don't have to deal with whatever issues you've been dealing with. So in the big scheme of things, after you discover who you are, then you want to decide who you want to become. And one of the best ways that I know is to write a list of what you love, what things you would do for free, and what you've done maybe in your life in the past, and I'm not talking about past lives, but that could be a thing too. I'm talking about maybe, when you were a kid, something that you just enjoyed, and that maybe that people told you, oh, you can't do that. You can't do that because either you're not going to make any money, or, how you going to live, or how you going to eat, all these things. And I listen to that and I hear that a lot of times they want us to be scared, and they actually go at us at the root, which is the security area. And so that is the place that, you first start, especially when you start awakening. That's one of the places that you have to shore up, because that's the place that people went at you at, is security. How you gonna eat? How you gonna live? How you gonna live in a house? All that kind of stuff. I mean, do you just want to live under the bridge? These kind of things that people that love you say to you, and they don't know that those are limiting beliefs at the time. They just think that they're helping you, to make a good decision, to be whoever it is that they feel like you should be. But there might be some gift or talent that comes natural to you. So what I would do is write it down and then put it under your pillow. Set intentions when you go to sleep to receive the answers when you wake up. And y'all, that happens so often, so many times. And a lot of times it's a simple thing that people forget that it can work. You just write it down, put it under your pillow, and sometimes you wake up, you'll have a dream about something, or you'll see something on TV, or you'll wake up and pop open Facebook or YouTube or whatever, and the answer will be right there, and you'll be like, wow, that really works, right? Okay, so we're going to talk about the chakras. So chakras mean wheel or circle, and it refers to the energy centers located along the spine throughout the body. Now we have like a whole bunch of chakras, It's our spiritual nervous system is what those are. And so we have so many, but of course, like I said, there's no way I can cover all of those. So I will talk about the 7 chakras that are designed to help you learn the lessons you need to learn to live a fully empowered life. Because as the chakras open, your body opens, your consciousness opens, and you become more connected to the infinite power of the divine. So honestly, when you open up your chakras, you gain a connection if you haven't had it before, or if you have had it, it strengthens your connection. It opens up different gifts and stuff that you already naturally possess, because we all naturally possess all the gifts. But due to stress, belief system, this causes the chakras to get out of balance. And so various health problems can occur if the chakras stay out of balance chronically, either too active or too underactive. When it spins clockwise, it's spinning in a direction that allows divine consciousness to flow through the body. And when a chakra is spinning counterclockwise, your energy is blocked. So the first chakra is about feeling safe in the world. The Sanskrit name is Muladhara. It's concerned with tribal connections and a sense of belonging. The first chakra is also about feeling grounded and rooted. It's concerned with your sense of safety. Just like I was talking about before, this is the chakra that a lot of times gets attacked, especially when we're young. Because, when we're young, we have these, I call them Cinderella concepts. We believe in magic and we believe in all these things and stuff. And then people start telling you, that your imaginary friends aren't real. And they start telling you all these things so that you can shut all of this down. And so this is why so many of us have problems with our root. And that's one of the things that we have to fix and solve when we begin on these awakening journeys, because we've been shut down in that area. And it's like people have put all kinds of blocks and all kinds of things up to tell you, no, you're crazy. Like I saw a movie recently, and it was The Haunting in Connecticut. It was the Georgia one. And so the young lady told the little girl who was seeing this person that, others weren't seeing, that she was, it was all in her mind. She wasn't seeing it. And I was looking at that and I said, look at this. This is exactly how this happens. This is how we get shut down. She knows she's seeing this person. She knows. But the mother's like, oh no, it's all in your mind. Because the mother actually was also a person that could see, and she was taking like pills in order to shut all that stuff down. But it wasn't shutting it down. It was just messing her up, really. But the child was actually seeing, and she's like, no, I'm seeing this person. But this is how we get shut down. This is how we get shut down. They tell us, oh no, you can't be seeing that. There's no way. But yeah, you really are. And so you get shut down from a child. And then when you begin to awaken, all of these things that used to happen to you maybe as a kid, maybe start opening back up for you as you start moving through with these chakras. Now the second chakra is about sex, power, and money. And it's how you use your creative power to manifest. The Sanskrit name is Svadhisthana. The second chakra is about your creativity. Definitely each of us create our own unique and individual lives. So whatever you think, about your life, you created it. And it doesn't mean that it has to stay the same. It doesn't mean that it has to be right here and, you can't make a change. You can change. You can make a decision. You can shore up this chakra, and that will help you as well. The third chakra is the center, is your power center and having a sense of worth. So located at the navel, it's not only your power center, but it's also the seat of your emotions. This chakra is about self-respect, self-esteem, and knowing that you're valuable. The Sanskrit name is Manipura or Manipura, however you want to say it. The fourth chakra is the heart center, and it's about unconditional love. And it's located at the center of your chest. The heart is a powerful organ and the missing link to your true power. The Sanskrit name is Anahata. Anahata. Now the fifth chakra is the solar plexus chakra, and it's located in the body, in the upper abdomen. It's yellow. The meaning is self-esteem and confidence. It's linked to the element of fire. The fifth chakra on the list, the solar plexus chakra, is the body's energy center because it's linked to confidence. This chakra relates to purpose and personal identity, along with regulating digestion and metabolism. Issues with this chakra lead to a sense of powerlessness or stagnation, while activation leads to empowerment and anatomy. The sixth chakra is located below the belly button and above the pubic bone, and the color is orange. When the sacral chakra is in alignment, life flows and harmony is experienced. This chakra is linked to sensuality, sexuality, and creativity. It is said that this chakra is blocked by guilt and fear, especially the fear of death. This chakra is linked to unconscious emotions, particularly self-worth desires, and particularly sexual desires. All right, so we're going to talk about the spiritual gifts. And there are 4 main ones. Now, there's a lot of spiritual gifts too. I mean, we could cover those probably in a day session. But today, we're going to talk about these 4. Clairvoyance, claircognizance, clairaudience, and clairsentience. As you begin to discover your spiritual gifts, know that everyone has these gifts. They just may not be aware of them. They need to remember, and they need to strengthen the gifts that they have. Typically, okay, so we're all created with the gifts, and some are more prominent than others, and that was what I was going to say. Typically, there usually is at least one gift that you have that is your strongest, that you know of. As you discover and build and strengthen your gifts, you will take a wild ride into the subconscious. And y'all, if you haven't been there, it's a wild ride. So as you begin to do that, I'm going to talk also about affirmations. So affirmations are words that you speak over your life. The dictionary defines it as the action or process of affirming something or being affirmed. Like he nodded in affirmation. So if it is the action of affirming, what are you all affirming? These are some questions I want you guys to think of. Are you affirming abundance? Or are you affirming the lack thereof? And abundance is everything. Everything. It's not just money. It is abundance in, spirit. It's abundance in emotion. It's abundance in good health. There are so many ways of being abundant. And a lot of times, we block those things in our own mind. So how do we create affirmations that work? So we first put ourselves in connection with our spirit team. So if you pray or if you meditate or however it is that you put yourself in connection with your team. And then we ask ourselves, what do we need to do to tell ourselves from the place of already having the thing? So the key is coming from a place of already having the thing. So when you do affirmations, you don't want to say, I'm going to have. You say, I have. I have this house. Regardless of whether you feel like you can physically stand in it or not, you still say, I have this house. Like I have an affirmation that I say because I want a spa pool in my house. And so I say that, oh my God, I love my spa pool. And I say it feels so magical. And as I say it, I feel how magical it feels. And so I have already put myself in that place of already having that thing. I've already, in my mind, I've already been there. And that is how you do affirmations. You put yourself in the place. So like if you're looking, you need a new car or something like that, you say, oh man, I love my car. I love my, BMW or my Lexus or whatever it is that you want. People have strange wants, but whatever it is that you desire. I love it. And oh my God, it feels good to go 0 to 150 in 2 minutes. So you want to create affirmations from that space. And as you do that, I'm telling you, you will begin to see your life change as you create affirmations from the space of already having it. Because y'all see how excited I got when I talked about my spa pool? That's how you want to do it. You want to be excited as you share, because you are sharing with the divine and with yourself. And you're affirming that these are things that I have. I already have this thing. Yes, I know it ain't built yet. But I've already been in that spa pool and I love it. Because I love water, and I love the spa pool. And y'all know what else I've done? I actually did research. I know how much it costs. I did research. I already know. I'm like, yeah, I have it. And when I talk about it just like that, and you think I have it. You see what I'm saying? So if you can talk to other people even and share, yeah, you know this, and of course not people that are not going to believe. You don't want those people. You want people that are in like minds, you know, that actually can hear what you're saying, you know, and also energetically. So I just did my example, my amazing house. You know, the floors are beautiful, just what I desired. My spa pool's magical, all these things. And as you say these things, you'll begin to feel them. Now, it's going to sound stupid to you when you first start. You'll be like, oh God, I'm lying about this stuff, you know. But then as you start going with it, you'll be like, oh my God, that is so true. That is so real. I love that, you know, and it's just an amazing way to be, y'all. All right. So I'm going to talk a little bit about archetypes because it's almost my time. So archetypes are omnipresent. They're everywhere. They're within you. They're within others. And they create the very foundation of human behavior. So there's no doubt that archetypes play an important role in our lives and build our character. Did you know that you can actually work with archetypes to increase self-awareness and boost your spiritual well-being? I want to talk a little bit about the sacred feminine archetypes and their importance for divine feminine awakening. Now, just because I'm talking about the sacred feminine archetypes, men can use those too. So the archetypes are not really male and female. That's just how they describe them. Because the more we develop these qualities of these archetypes and integrate them into our lives, the more nourished and balanced we will feel. So therefore, it's important to know and understand the fundamental feminine archetypes and how to embody their powerful energy. Because y'all, they have some amazing energies. So in general, there are types of behaviors that aid and influence our mental, emotional, and spiritual growth as human beings. From a metaphysical perspective, archetypes are types of energy that form the underlying framework of reality. Like many pieces of a puzzle, archetypes are separate and easily definable qualities that compose the whole. So for our purposes here, we're going to discuss a few of them. However, like I told y'all, it's a whole study. You could study that for weeks, months, long time. Every archetype has a shadow side, and that is the side that you don't want anybody to see. That's why it's called a shadow. But it's important to engage the side and to integrate it into your being because it is a part of the whole. So one of the feminine archetypes is the maiden. And this is the first stage of womanhood. When the maiden archetype is dominant in a woman's psyche, she exudes an effervescent, eternally youthful quality. So the maiden represents the following qualities. So if you can listen and hear any of these qualities within you, then you can also embody this archetype. Innocence, playfulness, youthfulness, passion, excitement for life, positivity, optimism, empathy, creativity, and receptiveness. The maiden's shadow side. In her shadow, the maiden is vulnerable and open to others taking advantage of her. She's diffident. She's irresponsible. She can be drawn to risky situations, dangerous relationships, and even abusive men. I call it dangerous liaisons. Lacks autonomy, may become compliant or obedient to satisfy her need to please others and be liked, can become emotionally codependent in a relationship. If the maiden is immature, she's receptive, sexually unawakened, vulnerable, and generally waiting for life to happen to her. So embodying the maiden archetype gives your energy creative expression to think outside the box, to set big goals, to be playful, to focus on yourself and explore your personal boundaries. So I'm going to do the seductress, y'all, and that's going to be all I can do on my time. I didn't think I would have enough time, but you know, I tried. So the seductress is fully connected to her sacred sexuality. She represents a woman's sexual energy and her capacity for psychic and physical creation. Women with the dominant seductress and archetype feel compelled to fulfill both procreative and creative instincts. On one hand, the seductress energy compels us to mate and pass our genes. But in a broader sense, this life force energy, often referred to as the Shakti, compels us to channel our feelings of compassion into creation, whether that creation is another human being or a deep connection, a work of art, an invention, a creative project, or even the manifestation of new reality. So the qualities of the seductress, y'all, this is one of my favorites. Sensuality, sexuality, confidence, passion, independence, deep communication, sexually oriented, natural magnetism. Women with a dominant seductress archetype are intimately connected to creative energy, others as well as their own. The seductress craves deep connection and intimacy with others while simultaneously desiring freedom. She is grounded in the present moment, so she is here, not off in the ethers, roaming around in the universe. She's present. She often becomes the center of attention, which she loves. When we embody the seductress archetype, we open ourselves fully to receive pleasure, love, and accept our bodies as they are, and feel confident expressing our sexuality. The seductress encourages us to create a blissful life with joy and pleasure. So I'm going to cover her shadow side, and it's going to probably be it for me today, y'all. So in her shadow side, the seductress can become controlling, is prone to vanity, attracts unnecessary drama into her life, uses her feminine power as a manipulative tool to get what she wants from others, can be vain, may find herself stuck in an unhealthy comparison trap, may have lack of focus, experiences lack of self-love and self-respect, has low self-esteem, and may have distorted image of her physical self. So that's going to be all I'm going to cover today, y'all, because my time is about up. I was Tammy Morrison, and I'm still Tammy Morrison. I have a booth over here on the wall on the side in this room over here in case y'all want to come by. But I do energy work, energy healing, so if anybody is looking for anything like that, I do a whole bunch of different tools that I use because I have a lot of different modalities that I have learned and that I'm certified in. I do a lot of work shamanically, which I haven't really been taught that, but I learned it because it's what I've done for all these lives that I've been a healer in. And so that's one of the things that I do, as well as I have Reiki infused jewelry over there on my table as well. And I have a chakra self kit that I created that is so amazing. But I'm also doing sister circles, and I have one also on Meetup as well, that I'm looking for wonderful women that want to come and join and be in community with us. So if that's something that you would like, y'all reach out to me.
Where
I actually live in Everett.
Everett, okay.
Mm-hmm. So I do them actually at Vision Quest in Everett, and I also am starting to do them at Crystal Moon in Tacoma.
Oh, okay.
So either one of those. Yeah, so it'll be on the website as soon as I send them some stuff. But yeah, so I wanted to start that because women, y'all, we need to come together. And I know this pandemic has us all like this, and people are looking for community, places where there's safe spaces for women to come together, because we need to do that, y'all. Because there's no way that some of the things that happened over this last year could have happened if women had come together. So I'm on a mission to help us do that. So thank y'all for coming. Thank y'all, appreciate y'all.